really means to live life golden.
Yeah, we're golden, baby girl, we're golden. They're about to see us shine, cause we're golden.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy, Has J Lab, taking a different story Saturday approach today. I'm gonna actually be telling a story instead of analyzing a game. And the story I'm gonna be telling you, it's not that detailed, but it's about a time when I witnessed two chavs at a skate park get arrested, like years ago, back when I was like, I think 12 or 13 years old. So back when I was like 12, 13-ish, I used to love going down to the skate park. My best mate, I love to like, what do you call it? Like ride scooters. We had fucking thing, what their brand's called. I think they're called like slam scooters or something. But he was always too like, bless him, he was always too scared to go to the skate park, and I kind of get it. They're kind of intimidating in our area. But I just didn't care. I was like, I just want to go on a scooter. I kind of like it. So I had that confidence going for me. Save that. And I just remember like there was this massive chav known skate park. I'm not gonna name his nickname. We'll just call him fucking Redhead, because that's what he had. He had red hair, like literal red, not even ginger, like straight up. But he dyed it red. And he was like really small, but everyone was intimidating because he was a drug dealer, right? It's like the biggest drug dealer in my town at the time, and he was feared by quite a lot of people because he had connections and that shit. And I remember I'd heard about him, and this was the first time I'd ever seen him. I'm just chilling there on my scooter, trying not to like make eye contact with anyone, just doing my thing. And obviously it's gonna get to a point where you want to go on like a ramp where they're all on. I was like, oh fuck, and I just went over, and they sort of looked at me. They didn't really say anything. And I went down a couple times, and I was like, okay, we're chilling. And then let's say like 5 times I've been up and down this ramp. One of them stops me, and he's like, can I ever go on your scooter? And I'm like, in my head I'm like, fuck, like am I gonna get robbed? I'm like, yeah, go on then. He takes it for a ride around the park. Nothing happens, and he gives it back. He's like, cheers, mate. And he's like, what's your name? This isn't Redhead. This is one of his like goons. No, that was a sick shot. And I'm just like, my name's Harry, obviously. And he's like, alright, cool. I'm just gonna give him a name. We'll call him Charlie. And Charlie's alright. And he introduces me to Redhead. And Redhead off the bat, he's like one of those like really, what's the word? Like chavs that just like does not care, you know what I mean? Like never met you before, they would just be like cracking jokes at you. And he goes to me, he's like Harry, is it? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you know you remind me of? And I'm like, who? And he's like, you kind of look like Jimmy Neutron. And I'm like, oh right, like I've shit myself. I'm kind of laughing inside. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, don't you think that? He kind of looks like Jimmy Neutron. They're like, oh my god, I see it. And back then, I'm kind of glad they didn't have good phones, like, because I was sure one of them was gonna pull up a fucking phone, but that wasn't a thing back then, really. But they were all just agreeing, they're like, yeah, this kid looks like Jimmy Neutron. And then like fast forward, what do you call it? Like many skateboard, like just forget that day. That was what I was known as to them. I was Jimmy Neutron. They see me, they were calm with me. They were just like, they see me and be like, oh, you're right, Jimmy. I'm like, it's not my name, but yeah, I'm good. No, yes, Jimmy Neutron. And then they would just say it to like any new person, like this sort of in their friend. Like, don't you think he looks like Jimmy Neutron? I didn't give him shit because I was a pussy. Like, I'm not gonna stand up to them. But I didn't mind it. Jimmy Neutron's pretty harmless. He's kind of smart as well. And so then fast forward again, I see Gavin with 2 of his goons. Gavin wanted them to go to the shops, like Subway. And he's like, I can't be ours. He's like, can you 2 go get me one? They go to the Subway, and they come back like 20 minutes later, bottle of Coke and a Subway sandwich. He's like, cheers for the Subway. And then it's like, the Coke was, they go, oh yeah, the Coke's from the co-op. And he's like, right. And he goes, yeah, we stole it. And they fucking stole a Coke from the co-op. And they'd been caught and they'd ran, like they ran into the skate park. And he's like, oh fucking hell, like you idiots. And they're like, yeah, they might be coming. fast forward like another 15-20 minutes, we see this like nerd man from the car with walkie-talkies, and he's like, have you seen these two? And we're like, no, I've never heard of those people. He names the names. I'm not gonna even like make them. We'll just call them Ace and Spades. He's like, have you seen these two Ace and Spades? And they're like, no, not a clue who that is. They literally appear out of nowhere. Like, oh shit, we need to run. And the guy is on his walkie-talkie, probably like spitting into it, like he's dissing Eminem. And they're like running, and they run back the other way. So like they run out left of the skate park to get on this one alley. Blah blah. Sorry, I can't even breathe a minute. Run out of this alley, and then we see them running back the other way because the guy had essentially called, I don't know if they were like straight up police or sort of like security police kind of thing. But yeah, they came running back, and you just see these people in like the high-vis vests and the little like the police, you know, like the little shitty police hats that they wear in England. It's like, fuck. They're coming from that side, and then they run in, and you see them come from the other side as well. There's like bobbies coming from other side of the park, and fucking, they basically just, they get caught and they try to run away, and the guy's like I think he's like the co-op, what's it called? I think he's like the co-op manager, like the main guy, you know what I'm on about, the main geezer. And he's like, this all could have been sold if you just paid you like quid whatever for the coke. And they're just like, yeah. He's trying to be like hard. He's like, yeah, but fuck that. And it's just like, mate, it's a quid. But yeah, because of that, they got nicked basically. They get the police come closer to him and they cuff him for a fucking bottle of coke. And you just see him in the police car. There was one of the harder chavs who I knew, not personally, but I knew he was a bit of a hard one. He had like straight face, I think. Yeah. The other guy, who was like a fake hard guy, he's fucking, he's basically crying in the car. I mean, I'd probably be crying too if I got arrested for a bottle of coke. But, oh wow, that's nice and cool. He was like crying in the car. Fast forward like an hour or two, they come back. The guy that's crying was like shaking. And he was just like, yeah, fuck the feds, they're not even good, blah blah. And the other guy was like, shut up, man. He was like, you were crying. And then he just started ripping him in front of all his pals, and he's like, yeah, he was crying like such a pussy. There's two crease. And yeah, so they get, I don't know if they got off completely, but they basically just said they got nicked, and it was like all that could have been avoided had they just paid like a quid for the coke, like a bottle of coke. It's just so stupid. But I remember just watching that all go down, and I was asking them, I was like, you know, what was it like in that cop car? They're like, it was like, yeah, it was pretty calm. And there's one mate, the one that was crying a lot. He's just like, he was like, yeah, mate. He was like, fuck the feds. And I was in my head, even on like 12, 13, I'm like, shut up. Like, how can you like say you're hard if you just cried after getting nicked for a bottle of coke? But obviously, I'm not gonna say anything because I was built like a stick insect and look like Jimmy Neutron. But yeah, that's that story of the two chavs that got arrested at a skate park in my hometown for stealing a bottle of coke. As always, thank you so much for watching this story Saturday. I hope the rest of your Saturday is banging. But I hope you enjoyed this kind of story, like an actual story rather than just an analysis. If not, that's cool. I probably won't do one again for a long time, and I'll just stick to analyses. God, that's a hard word. But if you do want to see more stories like this, please let me know. I'll be happy to. I've probably got some more stories that I can share on YouTube without getting banned. But yeah, until next time, take care.